Lisa?
Yes.
Is it Lisa Salvatore?
Salvatore.
Salvatore. Okay,
Yes.
good. I'm glad I cleared that up.
Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and Char Vision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on Char Vision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is Char Vision.
Hey, everybody, it's Sunny and Char, and today is January 6th, 2023. Have to get used to saying 2023. And hi, Tony.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And I want to, are you guys wondering what's coming up for the new year in 2023? Well, we have somebody who has the answers. And I'm very excited to introduce to you again, because we had her on the show before and love her. Her name's Lisa Salvatore. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, Char.
And
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me.
Happy New Year. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
So there's a few things going on. I know Mercury's retrograde. There's a full moon tonight, which you told me about. I didn't realize there was a full moon tonight. And then we want to know what's going on in for 2023. So what do you got for us?
Oh boy. Okay, so it is a big year. It's, as I'm sure you know, it's year 7 in numerology. So it's universal year of the spiritual seeker. So it's all about going inward, reflecting, making those changes that we've been wanting to make. It's very focused on relationships of all kinds, of solidifying and also letting go where necessary, and implementing changes that we've been wanting to make for years. And this will be the year where we'll see a lot of things kind of coming together, and there's going to be a lot of fast shifts. And I keep saying it's like accelerated soul growth and a tremendous spiritual awakening collectively and individually, big time. So there's a lot of planetary shifts happening as well, which are going to assist us in the transformations and actually, work to spur us more into them. But it's definitely a big year of transformation and profound insights on every single level. And we started the year off with Mercury retrograde. And for those that might not know, Mercury is the planet of communication and information, coordination. So it also rules over travel and technology. So when Mercury stations retrograde, all of those areas tend to go a little haywire. But it is a gift in the sense that it allows us the time to go inward, because that's what retrogrades are all about. So we started the year off with Mars retrograde already, and now Mercury. And so that's a big deal because Mars is how we take action and how we fight, and then Mercury is how we perceive information and also give information out. So with those two retrograde, it does invite a year of the beginning of the year to be more promoted towards it's more inward. It's not as active, and yet we all feel this energy of wanting to move forward, but it's just not happening yet. And it will start to pick up as we get to the end of January, and the planets begin to station direct, and then until early May, once we get to the end of January, everything's moving forward. But we do have a lot of the major planets shifting this year too. So that does affect us also.
So that's a positive thing, right?
It is, but there's a lot of transformation, and transformation sometimes can be painful, of course, and it's individualized. It's different for all of us because of our own personal situations. But overall, yes, it's also important to remember that even through the painful lessons, that they give us an opportunity to take the shadows and bring them into the light. So there is still a lot of growth in that, and it's just learning it's all about going inward and trusting what's in here instead of always seeking it outside. And I think that this will be a big year of that.
So people need to start trusting their intuition, start trusting their own guidance and their guardian angels and spirit guides. And
absolutely.
And go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was going to say, speaking of which, one of the big shifts we have is that March 7th, Saturn is going to move into Pisces.
Okay.
And The reason why that's a big deal is because Saturn is an outer planet. It's a social planet. So it does govern what happens basically for us personally, of course, but also within society. And since 2019, Saturn's been in Capricorn and Aquarius because it takes about 2 to 2.5 years for Saturn to get into the next sign. So Saturn's all about structure and the rules that we abide by. And so when Saturn was in Capricorn and Aquarius, he's comfortable there because Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. You see, all the planets have signs they rule over, and Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. So he was comfortable there. So yes, we had a lot of structures. We had a lot of rules, placed upon us with the pandemic and everything else that was going on. And it's not to say we enjoyed them, but we abided by them because we had to,
Right.
of course. And now Saturn's going to move into Pisces in March, and that's going to be a whole new ball game because this hasn't see, Pisces takes 29 years to go through the whole zodiac, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's like we're completing a whole cycle now, but Pisces is the sign of divinity and spirituality, and it's all about intuition and trusting what's inside, and it doesn't always make sense, and Pisces has a difficult time with boundaries and Saturn is the planet of boundaries. So it's kind of like, well, what's going to happen when Saturn's there? I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of we are one energy and people coming together more and being more compassionate. The shadow side to that is that it could be like we're floundering sometimes and nobody knows which end is up, and that includes the bigger people, the government, the structures.
I was thinking about politics while you're talking about this because we haven't even found a Speaker of the House yet. I mean,
well, that's like a sneak preview of what we could potentially see when Saturn officially goes into Pisces.
So there's going to be some chaos politically, probably.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But the good thing is I think a lesson that's going to come out of that for all of us is the fighting that takes place in regards to politics, right? The division that's taken place and continues to take place. There might be this epiphany of it really doesn't matter because what matters is what's in here. We can't control what's outside there.
Right.
But we can control what's in here. And that's why we have so much anxiety and fear because we're constantly living in this state of what's next. But when we learn to surrender a little bit, which is Pisces, surrender, and trust in spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, higher power, that is where you get the answers more than seeking them outside and just believing everything else that you hear outside of you. So it's going to be it's going to be very interesting. It really is.
That sounds, it sounds like there's going to be like still the dichotomy of people, like the yin and the yang, the positive, the negative, I think, that's why I think that the people who work in the light, like we do, really need to stick together and try to help the planet to be balanced and to find peace.
Absolutely. And that's another good point. Something that I keep saying is that it's about finding your pod, whether it's online, whether it's, in person. It's about being with those souls that resonate with you, that are on the same page, that have the same vision. And also with Saturn and Pisces, I do have to say this, these 2 years will be the year of where the false gurus will get exposed. Because I'm sure you know this, right? There's a lot of people that prey off of others' vulnerabilities.
Right. And well, I have people on Instagram saying they're me, and
all the time, right?
Going to take spells off. It's really horrible.
I had one of yours. It said Char Margolis. I was like, oh, is Char giving me like part of her name? I knew it wasn't you. I was joking, but I saw that. And so she's got another imposter. I mean, they're constant.
We all need, but if the dark is going to be exposed, it's good. I also believe in karma.
Oh yes. And Saturn's a planet of karma.
Oh, is it?
By the way.
That's good.
Because
what goes around comes around. I had a client would say, karma's a bitch, but she's my best friend.
And I will tell you, I am such a big believer of that, and I practice it every day.
Me too.
Something will happen and I'll get really upset. And I've gotten much better as I've gotten older about not letting my cage get rattled as much.
Right.
But it used to get rattled easily. And I would say, I just can't believe that they would do that. And I started to realize that a friend of mine said to me one time, you expect you out of you, and that's just
Right.
not how it works. And that really resonated with me. And I took a step
Mhm.
back and I said, you know what? I know, because it happens time and time again, that
Mhm.
when somebody does something out of a place of ill intent, at some
Mhm.
point or another, it will catch up. And that doesn't mean I wish bad on them, but it's for their own
No,
recognition. And
karma
that's their,
happens. What goes
yeah,
around
oh,
comes around. Karma,
absolutely.
karma is real. Karma really happens. What do you know anything about the economy at all? I don't mean to throw that up at
No,
you.
that's okay. So that's another big shift that's taking place. So there's a few. So Pluto is the planet of deep, profound transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And Pluto stays in one sign for a very long time. And Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately following Pluto's entrance, we experienced the Great Recession. Like there was a lot happening with the finances, with the economy, and it's been deconstructing since then to be reconstructed, right? We see that happening now. So it's been all about big banking, big pharma, big government. I mean, everything has been getting revealed,
Mm-hmm.
things have been destructed. It's been a mess,
Mm-hmm.
really.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is that right now Pluto is at the very last degrees of Capricorn, and he's about to enter Aquarius, which is basically the beginning of a whole new era, because
Oh,
Pluto is going
wow.
to be in Aquarius until 2043. And that is going to be all about, Aquarius is the sign of humanity and science, technology, air travel, space travel. All of this is going to just get a huge boost, and it's going to be all about the future. So a
Oh,
lot is going to change, and I think it's going to change so quickly that we won't really even have time to understand how quickly it's
really?
shifting. Yeah, it's
And with the dollar and
I
as
was
well.
just going to say, that's the other piece. So Jupiter moves into Taurus in May. Taurus is money, Taurus is finances. And, the digital currency is going to become very pronounced. And I don't necessarily know that it's going to stick at first. I think it's going to be like a process where it moves forward and then we kind of take two steps back. And
Right.
I really do think that, obviously there's going to be pushback. Not everybody's going to want that, but we kind of see the writing on the wall. So I'm definitely not a financial expert, and I don't do financial astrology. So I'm not going to even pretend to say that I do. But globally speaking, we are due for tremendous shifts in power. We're due for tremendous shifts in the financial world. It's going to be, I think there's going to be some collapses, absolutely, but there has to be, because the system
Look
is not
what
working.
happened to the guy with the crypto stuff.
I know that was crazy.
That's kind of like a foreshadow.
I wanted to look at his birth chart actually, and I haven't done it yet. But yes, that was crazy. And I'm not really into politics per se. I don't.
Right.
I obviously follow it, but right. I tend to look at it more from the spiritual perspective, honestly. But with the finances and seeing the way that that's going, it's so confusing, because you hear one thing and you start to think, okay, I could do this. And then someone says something else to you and you think to yourself, okay, well, wait a minute. If I don't do this, am I protecting myself? Am I protecting my assets? Am I it's difficult to know what's the right thing to do right now. It's scary.
It's like gambling. It's like going to the casino all the time. It's you just don't know.
You don't. And that's the thing, is I think that sometimes we think we know what's happening, and then it's completely rerouted, and we're back at square one and we have no idea what's coming.
And do you have any insight at all into this war in Ukraine, or is it?
Well, I will say this. Jupiter's in Aries right now, and Jupiter in Aries, a lot of war situations take place while Jupiter's in Aries, and Jupiter will be in Aries until May. So obviously it's active right now.
So that's kind of a sign.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
And I never like to go too deep into that, because I feel like it gives people a lot of anxiety, including myself. But I think the best thing that we can do,
live with a conscience, live with what's right. I can tell that's what you're saying.
Yes, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm skating over the fact that there's huge issues, because these things keep me up at night as well sometimes. But I try for myself. I practice all the time. I can't go there, because if I do, it just doesn't.
It's overwhelming.
Right. Right. And how can you
And
counsel
we have
other
no
people?
control over all
Exactly.
the interest rates or the financial thing or the war or
Yeah.
and you know, I mean, I have a feeling, I'm not saying it's this year, but I think there's going to be another pandemic, but not right now.
Me too. I feel that too.
Do you know that
Well,
astrologically?
well, I feel it, and I also astrologically, yes, I do believe that. And I believe, well, see, here's the thing. Remember, not to Pisces is also a very receptive sign,
Mm-hmm.
and it's people tend to gloss over things sometimes when it's Pisces. So I think what's happening right now is that a lot of people are in the mindset of it's over,
Mm-hmm.
and I can go on with my life and just continue on and do everything. And listen, I'm not saying don't live your life, but it's still we still have a lot going on right now,
Right.
and a lot going around
And
right
people
now.
they're like people are sick all the time. I
I was just
mean,
gonna say I got so sick the beginning of December for 2 weeks. I mean, it was crazy.
there's a cold, there's some kind of flu, there's a cold
That's
thing
what I
going
had.
on.
Yeah, I thought it was like, I think the doctor said like fluvid or something. Like it
Yeah,
was it was
our
like a
doctor
combination.
Yeah, our doctor said there's like a lot of people are getting like a cold kind of thing that's not even COVID. That's like
Yeah, and it lasts for a while too.
right. It
thing.
lasts a few weeks, he said.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Honestly, yeah, and I think it's important to just remember to take really good care of your body as best as you can. You know, if you know you have habits that you want to work on because they're not serving you and they make you not feel well, do
Right.
it. Get into those zones of making yourself feel better, eat better,
Right.
move your body, get outside, do these things that help you.
Take supplements,
Yes,
sleep.
take supplements.
Sleep is so important.
Sleep is very important. I know, and it's so underrated. And
It's
if I get
so
less than
important.
6 hours, I feel terrible. And
if I get less than 8 hours, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
8
Well,
and a half.
it's challenging though, especially with this full moon. This week has been hard to sleep.
Oh, yeah, tell us about the full moon.
So, okay, obviously it's the first full moon of the year,
Right.
and it's in the sign of Cancer. So it's very emotional. So it's been bringing up a lot of situations centered around our family values, our family that's here, our family that's gone, also family of choice. It's not just the family that we're born into. And there's something about, because Cancer rules over what makes us feel safe and secure. And so, and it's also a very maternal sign. So it could literally bring things up about maternal energies in our lives, our own mother, relationships. And it just brings in this heightened awareness, and
right.
it pulls focus onto, where do I not feel safe? Where do I feel safe? And because when we have a full moon, it's when the sun and the moon are opposite each other. So the sun is in Capricorn right now, which means the moon is in Cancer. And these are opposite signs with opposite energies. So it's about harmonizing these oppositional energies. And Capricorn is very much about our professional, our face out in the world. It's very outward, whereas Cancer is very internal. And again, it's just about what's so personal to us and the things that we might avoid because they are too personal and they are too emotional. And so with this, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
What this full moon is doing is it's just bringing up a whole lot of emotion, for better or worse. It's not necessarily
and
a bad
also
thing.
like the past, maybe.
Yes, the past.
Issues with your parents, or issues with
absolutely family in general,
family,
caregivers, maybe your children. It's
right.
Anything that's been bubbling under the surface. And we're also coming off the holidays, so that tends to heighten everything as well, right?
Right.
So between that and then this emotional, Mercury being retrograde, by the way, that tends to definitely bring things up as well.
Oh,
Mars
right.
is retrograde.
It's a double whammy.
And Mars, because Mars retrograde makes us a little hot under the collar. It makes us more, irritated. And between all of that going on, it's just been this big influx of emotion. And I know for people that I've been connected to that are normally really good at kind of intellectualizing the emotion and say, oh, I'll save it for another day, I don't want to deal with it. They're like, what is going on right now? Because I cannot get it together. And I say, well, go into the emotion, because there's something there for you. You can't release it if you don't allow yourself to feel it, if you keep pushing it away.
Right. I think it's a really good time to protect ourselves spiritually.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Lisa, you are a store full of knowledge. I mean, thank you so much for
Well, thank
all
you.
your insights. And I
Thank
hope
you.
you'll come back again
Absolutely, anytime.
on Char Vision. How
course.
can people get a hold of you? And now you do private
I do, yes. And
charts,
I
right?
do, yes. And my calendar is
By
right
the
on
way,
my
Lisa's
website.
going to do my chart, you guys. I'll let you
Yes,
know.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes.
So,
Yes, me too.
but tell us how to get a hold of you.
It's lisasalvatore.com.
Okay,
And
so it's LISA.
yes, SALVATORE.com. And my calendar's on my website. I believe yes, it's updated. So there's appointments in February. I think there might even be a couple left in January. And I update it a lot. So if you don't see anything, you can always come back and check it out. And I do.
And on TikTok, how can people? I watch all your things on TikTok.
Oh, thank you. It's Salvatore. So I was a little crafty.
Yeah, the TAURUS.
Yeah, Salvatore. So yeah, it's SALVA and then Taurus, TAURUS.
RUS. And then you're also on Instagram.
Yes, and it's Lisa A. Salvatore. So it's Lisa A. SAL. V8, and I only have one account. I also have a bunch of imposters. So it's just, that's my only account.
Imposters, but you know, it's so hard to get that blue check mark.
I know. I tried and they never even replied. I tried 3 times.
I have it on Facebook, but it's ridiculous. They
I know.
$25,000. I said, forget it. I'm not doing it. And then, you know what? It doesn't stop people.
I was just gonna say, you have a blue check mark on Instagram, and they're still impersonating you left and right.
No, I don't have it on Instagram. I have it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
On Facebook. But even when you have a blue check mark, it's still, people are out there trying to fake being you. So people need to understand that. So
that is something, I'm sorry, I don't
Go ahead.
want to take up too much time, but that is something that's really big this year. What I was mentioning earlier about the false gurus is be really careful about who you allow into your energy. Like if you want to get a reading, for example, and you go to somebody that is on Instagram and because they're charging you, $50 to answer 2 questions or 3 questions, just be very careful, because I'm sorry, but a lot of these people are not legit. They're preying off of your insecurities and vulnerabilities. True. And you're better off just going to somebody who is reputable, somebody who's referred to by another person that for a fact is legit. Don't just give your energy to anybody, because there's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be really amplified this year. My friends and I have this saying that cheap is expensive. Yeah. No, yeah. But not that, people, we have reasonable rates at times, but it's still like people are preying off of other people, and people are vulnerable, and it's sad. Good. It's sad. Well, Lisa, I wish you for having me. Healthy New Year. It's so good. You too, Char. Where do you live? I don't even know where you are. I'm in New York and North Carolina. I kind of go back and forth. Oh, okay. That's so good. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll be talking soon. Yes, definitely. We'll be in touch. Thank you, Char. Okay. Thank you so much. Come back soon. I will, for sure. Okay. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Well, Tony, so can we take a short break?
We sure can.
And I'll be right back to take your calls. Are people calling in?
Oh, yeah, it's full.
Okay, I'm going to take your calls. I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to try to get as many people on as I can.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, it's Sunny and Char, and I just wanted to answer a couple questions. People have been calling the office and texting and emailing. Do I do private sessions? Well, yes, I do. And I love reading for my clients. I do phone, Skype, FaceTime, and in person if we're in the same city. I also teach intuition. So if you have an interest in doing that, or if you're interested in getting your family together and you want a group reading, I do those as well. So just call 248-909-2427, ask for Nicole, and I look forward to reading for you. Thanks.
Okay, we are back.
Oh, we are back. Thank you for telling me. We're back. We're back. Okay, let's get a caller. Let's get rolling.
Let's do it. All right, let's see who we have here. We have how about a 865?
Okay, let's do it.
Tennessee, you're on the air.
You're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Char. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad I tuned in. I was enjoying listening to the astrologer.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's great. She's very insightful. And what's your name?
Julie?
Okay, Julie, did you want a reading or did you have a question for me? But before you even ask, I need to say my prayer protection, because I always want to make sure only positive energy is around all of us. And this goes for every reading I do tonight. We ask the universal consciousness and God that holds the highest spiritual power of knowledge, wisdom, and truth to guide and protect us as we communicate with our guides and angels in the spirit world and tap into the wisdom of the universe. We respect this opportunity and take full responsibility to use this not for ego or controlling others, but with the pure intention of spreading love and healing life on this earth and beyond. Anything that is in, near, around, or about us that is not of light, go back to where you came from and turn to light if you choose, but stay away from us. So, Julie, did you have a question for me?
I just would like a reading.
Okay, so just be open about everybody living and deceased. I see, I see somebody with an A or M initial, and I don't know if it's a middle name or first name. Do you have family like this? Or Ann? Is there someone named Ann or middle name Ann?
Ann is my middle name.
Okay, it's your middle name's Ann. Okay. And then they're talking about you. And was there a health issue you were concerned about?
I just had COVID for the very first time.
COVID. Okay. They're talking about the health issue, and don't be surprised if in a few months your hair thins out, but it'll come back.
Oh gosh.
I'm not allowed to give out medical advice, but there's something called Nutrafol, and when I had COVID, I took it, and my hair's like totally, growing back. It's kind of par for the course for not everybody, but for women. A lot of women have had this issue. And who's the J person besides you? Are you the only J?
My father.
Is he John or Joseph or James?
James.
James. And is he deceased then?
Yes.
Yeah, his spirit's with you. He's saying, yeah, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. Anyway, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. We're going to try to get some more people in. I appreciate it, Julie.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. We have a 928 ready to come on air.
Okay, 928. Hello, you're on the air with me. Are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who is this?
Vicky?
Did you say Vicky?
Yes.
Hi, Vicky. Nice
I
to
didn't
meet
hear.
you.
Nice to meet you or talk to you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Where are you calling from?
Prescott, Arizona.
Arizona. Okay. I want to know, I see somebody with an E or D initial. Do you have family with an E or D initial? Or is there an Ed? An Edward or
No.
Or E or D?
No.
Okay. Anyone deceased or living? You have to be open about everybody.
Right.
And the other thing I'm getting is an M or A.
Oh my God. My sister-in-law recently passed.
Wait, don't tell me your name. Did she start with an M or an A?
M.
Is it spelled M-A?
Yes.
R?
No R.
But was it Maureen or Madeline or May? But M-A.
Maeve.
May? Yeah, I
Maeve.
feel May. Yeah,
M-A-E-V-E.
that would be the same to me as May. She wants people to know she made it okay to the other side. There's other people she's with. There's an E or D person she's with, so it might be her family that you don't even know. And
Right.
she's grateful for all the prayers. And did you have the memorial? Did you have the memorial yet or not yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
It won't be until this year.
yeah, she's saying it's okay to wait, but she's showing me that she knows that you are upset. And did you not get to say goodbye to her?
I did not. I did
Yeah.
speak to her.
Yeah, she
I
knows
think a
that
week before.
she knows you both knew that she was gonna pass, and she's grateful to you. And she's talking about Robert or Bob. I don't know who that is.
Yes, that's my dad.
Is your dad deceased?
Yes, he goes
Yeah,
by
she's-
Bobby. or
Yeah,
Bob.
Bobby, Bob, Robert. He's here, and he's sending his love to you, and he wants you to know he watches over the family. Thank you so much for calling. I
Well,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Take good care of yourself. Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay, but your daddy's there. He's guardian angel watching over you. You're not alone.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay. You ready for another?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's get it. We have a 954. 954, you're on the air.
Hello, Char. Happy New
Hi.
Year.
Happy New Year. What's your name?
My name is Karen. How are you?
Karen, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I've been better, but I'm
Okay.
ready for a new year because I'm glad that 2022 is over.
Right. And did someone disappoint you this year?
I wouldn't say disappoint. I've just had a lot of loss
Loss. Yeah.
over and over and over.
I'm so sorry about this. And so,
Thank you.
and is there an S or C person, or be open about people living and deceased, or a last name?
There's a lot of it. There's, I could probably, unfortunately, name every letter in
Letter
the
of the
alphabet of
alphabet,
someone
but
that's
it's okay. But I need to know about an S or C person.
There's a gentleman friend of ours with an S and a C that passed away.
What did his first name start with S?
Yes.
Was it SC or ST?
It was first and last name.
Okay, and in the first name, is there a T or an M or N in it?
T.
Is it Steve or Stanley or Stuart?
None of those.
But it's S. Scott? I don't know the name, but it's S with a
Correct.
T in it. Scott?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I feel like he's grateful to you for being for caring. Do you have a husband?
Yes.
Was this his buddy?
Yes.
Yeah, because he's
Sure was.
yeah, he's talking about he loved hanging out with your husband, and they had like a language together of looking at each other and reading the room.
They had a lot of good friends. They were friends we're 50 years old, and they've been friends since grade school. There's a bunch of them, a bunch of gentlemen.
Yeah, and he wants your husband to tell the rest of the guys that he's cool, he's in a good place, he's leading the way for everybody.
That sounds wonderful.
Not that you're
No.
going anywhere.
No.
Not that anybody else is going anywhere right away. And then there's one more big strong J or G.
Oh, G.
Is a G a male or female?
Female.
Is it G with an R in it or an L?
R.
Is it G-R or G-E-R or
G-E-R.
like Gertrude or Jerry or Geraldine or?
Jerry, Geraldine, yes.
Yeah, she's here. Who is that? Your mother-in-law? Your mother?
My mom.
Your mom, yeah, she's here, and she's definitely came in my head to make sure that I was ready to hang up, and she wouldn't let me. So
That sounds like Sherry.
she's pretty,
Wouldn't surprise
pretty,
me.
she's pretty aggressive, and just
Yes.
and her energy is just as aggressive in the spirit world, and also very aggressive about protecting you and protecting your children and protecting your family. So
I appreciate that.
yeah, you need
I
to
don't have
know that.
children, but I know what she.
No,
I
no,
don't have children,
her
but
protecting her children.
her children. I
Her
understand.
children. Do you have siblings?
She only, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, and so, and you don't get along with them, right?
Correct.
And do you have animals as well?
Yes.
Yeah, she's talking about watching over your babies, your children, your animals as well. And she's saying it's okay to keep a distance from the siblings that are not very good. Anyway,
Yes, she would know.
God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much for calling. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you so much. I appreciate for taking the call.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Our pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, let's get another.
Okay, we're ready.
How about 503? I believe
Okay.
that's Oregon.
Oregon. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And what's your name?
Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. So nice to meet you.
It's
you have
nice
a
to
question?
meet you. Thank
Oh, thank you so much. Did you have a question for me, or did you want a reading?
you. A reading.
Okay. Do you go to the mountains? Do you go to the mountains, or do you go to snow?
I go to Mount Angel.
What is that? Is there snow there?
No.
Okay.
No.
But do you go hiking there, or what?
I hike a lot.
You hike a lot. Okay. And when you hike, do you take someone with you, or are you by yourself?
My husband and our 2 dogs.
Okay, good. Because I want to make sure that you're with people. And are there cats? What are those big cats? Mountain lions, or mountain lions around
we have
there?
a lot of mountain. Yes.
Okay, so
Yes. My
I
husband
feel,
carries a gun because of it.
I was gonna say you need to have something to scare away the mountain lions from your dogs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And okay, there's your message. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right. I love that we're getting lots of people in today.
Well, I just want to take a minute to thank everybody for calling in, and I'm so grateful. And I know in the past I've spent a lot of time with people, and sometimes I will, but I really want to try to get as many people as I can in, because you guys are so patient and so kind and so supportive of my work that I don't want to disappoint you.
I think they appreciate that too.
Well, I appreciate them.
All right. Well, I think we have a 909 waiting for you, Char.
Okay. And who is this?
I believe it is a California number.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Fine. How are you doing, Char? My name's Connie.
Hi, Connie. So nice to meet you. So
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you so much. Did you have a question for me, or did you want a reading?
I do have a question.
Okay.
But I'm kind of tempted to get a reading. Well,
Okay,
I was wondering about karmic relationships.
Okay, that's an interesting concept. So we lived different lifetimes, and we reincarnate with the same groups of people, and we live out our experiences till we have closure and peace of mind with them. And sometimes we don't always get that opportunity because one or the other person is not psychologically forgiving or ready to make things happen. But even if someone's in a bad relationship, there's a reason why they're in that relationship, to learn a lesson, because life is our school and we're here to learn lessons. What was your question about karma or about life?
I was actually told that I was in a karmic relationship.
Okay.
And we recently broke up, and I was just wondering if I learned the lessons that I was supposed to learn. Because
so I believe that, you know, people get married, they get divorced. They get married another time, they get divorced. They have a relationship, they get divorced, and whatever. But, you know, there's probably a reason why you broke up, because you probably were not peaceful and content in the relationship.
Right.
And
That's
you
true.
needed to move forward, and you did everything you could for this person. But my feeling about it is that you did enough and you weren't being given back what you need.
Right. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like you deserve to be happy. You deserve to enjoy a relationship, and you don't have to suffer. Just to have someone in your life doesn't mean you have to suffer. You know, either it works or it doesn't. And I'm sure you worked out a lot of different emotional things with each other. You probably learned a lot about yourself through it. And sometimes we need to move on.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
And I kind of think you feel a little guilty. I don't know why I think that, but
I do. I really do.
Yeah, and
I even.
Mm-hmm. What were you going to say?
I said I even had for dinner for Christmas.
Oh, that's very sweet. Well, you know, you can
stay so bad.
You can stay friends, but I think that they depended on you. I think you were their whole world, but you know, that person wasn't your whole world. And I think that person's loyal to you and would be there for you if you needed something. And I think it's good to stay on good terms, but I don't think that that's your person that you're madly in love with, that you want to share a bed with and move forward.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with it. You know, people come in and out of our lives for reasons. A soulmate is someone who helps our soul to grow. And I'm sure you helped.
That sounds wonderful.
So, you know, I think that that's somebody who will always be your friend, though.
Thank you.
And stop feeling guilty and stop feeling bad for them. You know, you're the prize, and you need to be happier in the next incarnation of relationships. So thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. Take good care.
Thank you, Char. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
There you go. So let's get another person in.
Yep, let's do it. All right, let's see. We have a 518.
Okay.
There you
Me.
go.
Hello. How are you, Char?
I'm good.
I waited 16 years for this moment. And
oh, God bless you. Well, don't hang
for
up.
This moment.
Oh, what's your name?
It's Rhonda.
Katronda, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being so patient to connect with us. And thanks. Have you been watching Shark for a long time?
I have been like long time, and I can't believe I'm here in front.
Well,
on the phone with you.
I'm thrilled that you're here. Do you have a question for me?
I lost both my parents.
Okay.
My dad 16 years ago, and I never got to say goodbye. He left this earth without saying goodbye to me, and he said goodbye to my mother.
Okay,
that night, and I left his room, and he never said goodbye. Like, he just refused to say goodbye, and he was on the phone for another half an hour.
Yeah, well, he probably
and he never said goodbye to me.
But he was probably in denial about crossing over.
He died the next morning, 12 hours later.
And so,
after I left him.
But all that matters is that your intent was pure, that you told him you loved him, that you, that he knows, and he knows now for sure that how you feel. I'm sure of it. Who's William or?
I had an Uncle William.
I think your Uncle William's here. And also, was there a J or M with your mom or dad?
My grandmother was Jenny. I was very close to her.
Yeah, your grandma Jenny's here. And and I'm also seeing an E or A person.
And she died today. Today's
the anniversary of her death?
My grandmother.
Wait, today's the anniversary of her death. Okay. So Jenny's here. I feel like she's with your mom.
And I buried my best friend today 2 years ago.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I think that they're all gathering around.
Today was a horrible day.
And you got through to me.
And I got through to you. It means something.
What it is, you have to realize death is not bad. It's a rebirth. And all these
my mom passed 12 years ago.
Wow. They're showing me a D or R or a B or R. I don't know who this is.
My mother's a B.
Don't say the name. Is she spelled B-E or B-A? Or just
B-E, you're right.
B-E, like Betty
Bertha.
Or Bertha?
Bertha.
Yeah, don't say names. Your mom's definitely here. Your dad's here.
I was there when she died.
Yeah, your friend is here. There's an S or C person.
S.
Is S your friend?
Yes.
Don't say the name. Is she S with an N in it or an R? Or is it Is it SU or SA? Or S?
No.
Or SH?
Yes.
SH?
Yes.
Like Sheila or Shelley or
Sherry?
Close enough. That would be the same to me. There is an R in that. So they're all here.
Yeah.
They all love you. The only good news about this is when it is your natural time to cross over, they will be there for you. Thank you so much for calling. I'm so sorry for your losses, but today's a day of rebirth for them. They're not sad.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Be well. God bless you. Well, I just want to thank everybody for tuning into Char Vision tonight. I want to thank Lisa Salvatore. She's like an amazing astrologer. You can get a hold of her if you want an astrological reading. This Monday and Tuesday, January 9th and 10th, I still have a few spaces open for my class. I'm teaching Harness Your Psychic Intuition, and it's worth it to sign up. Go to char.net, char.net, and just text the number there. And you're welcome to join the class. And I'm also doing private sessions as well. And Tony, thanks for today. And I just want to thank everybody for your support. And I look forward to sharing Friday nights with you guys in 2023 and beyond. And I wish you all a happy, healthy new year. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you. And remember that intuition will take you places logic never could. Bye-bye.